just need to learn to love the Lord more. No, that wasn't my problem, and it isn't my problem, and that's not your problem. Your problem is you need to know how much the Lord loves you. Why do we have these fears? Not because we don't love the Lord enough. It's because we don't know how much He really loves us. I believe a perfect understanding, or a better understanding, can drive out those fears. Love is perhaps the most effective remedy for fear. Well, most preachers preach about faith. Faith is the victory that overcomes our fear. Yeah, and I just shared that. But do you know that faith even comes from love? It's a byproduct of love. And here's how it works. We love God because He first loved us. Okay, so we see how much He loves us. Our hearts respond to Him in love. And then we want to please Him and want to bless others, so we respond with His love now to others in love. So it's a byproduct of love. The moment I begin to love, God's love we begin to love with His love. The moment we realize that God loves us, that's the moment that we begin to love with His love. We love God with the love of God, the love that He gives us. We love others with the love of God that He gives us. I can think of many, many times where I didn't have love, even for the people I'm working with. I'm not thinking so much here, but I'm thinking, as a missionary, sometimes you just get weary. And I look to the Lord, and Lord, help me see how much You love me. And as He did, I began to have the love that I needed for the people around me. Power and love. Let's move on to sound mind. You see, most of what we are afraid of have no basis in reality. And we look at others and we think, he's afraid of heights? That's ridiculous. She's afraid of the future because she might not have enough to meet her rent? That's ridiculous. Yeah, but what about you? The fear that you have. You don't think that's ridiculous. You think it's real. But it's just as crazy to the other person. Well, what's Pastor Miller afraid of that for? It's just as ridiculous to others. Zig Ziglar, the motivational speaker, says, he uses an acrostic for fear. And he says, fear is false evidence appearing real. So where does the sound mind come in? Well, we're afraid when we get irrational, we get crazy. We're not thinking correctly. We're not thinking soundly. But God has not given us that kind of a mind. It says He's given us, allowed for us to have a mind that is sound, that is disciplined. Sometimes we have to bring it into discipline. Well, that's right. Yeah. God is bigger than this problem. I realized that some of the fears that I've had in 2007 I've been afraid that, actually, I began this year with a fear that my 2008 is going to be the same as 2007. And I don't want it to be. But I confess to you, it's not. It's not going to be. I know there's some things that I've been paralyzed in that I haven't done. I had some small goals for 2007 because I was afraid of making wrong goals, or I was afraid of doing the wrong thing, so afraid of that I did nothing. Maybe some of you find yourself there. I want to challenge you to make lofty goals in this year of 2008. Goals concerning yourself and your salvation, your relationship with the Lord. You need to have some goals for your mind, the development of your mind. Whether that involves taking some classes or going to school or bettering yourself. And you need to have some goals for your future. Because God has a future and a hope for you. Don't be paralyzed by, I don't know. I never can do that. Put off those fears. By faith, by perfect love, and by a sound mind.